In this episode, I talk about how you're able to bring value through your art and illustration. Welcome to episode 69 of The Honest Entrepreneur Show. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it. I'm back, guys. It is really good to be back. Sorry again for the audio issues on some of the recent episodes. I was listening to it myself, getting frustrated at the sound of my own voice, apologizing from Croatia, being like, sorry for the audio issues. So this should be back to normal audio quality, I hope. So I'm back, and the big news is I got engaged when I was in Croatia. So I was away with my then girlfriend, now fiance, and I am incredibly happy. I posted about it on my Instagram and just got hundreds of heartfelt, warm comments and responses from you guys. So thank you for all the love and support. And also shout out, I've had cards through to our office from some of my Instagram following and some of you guys listening. Had an amazing series of cupcakes from Debbie Sementelli, which are the best cupcakes we've ever had. So thank you. That was so sweet. And even a little book called My Wedding Shit, it said on it, from my buddy Phil at Howl Edwards Creative. So many lovely gestures. For anyone interested in how it went down, basically Maxine and I, we went out on a private boat to go and watch the sunset. We were in the water between all these private islands in Croatia, and the sun was hitting the horizon. The sky was on fire. We went on the front of the boat, and I pretended to be taking pictures of her while she looked out at it. And then when she turned around, I was down on one knee, keeping it traditional. But it was amazing. So it's good to be back to work, but buzzing on the back of that.
This question is from Yosin. I'm an illustrator, and my illustrations take a lot of time to create. What value can I offer my followers other than illustrations?
Hey Yosin, thank you so much for your question and for jumping on the show with me. And this is a question I get quite a lot on my social media. And it's a very, very good one, because I think people, especially illustrators and artists, seem to struggle whenever I talk about giving value to your audience. They're like, but how? Is my work bringing value? And the answer is it can be. But I think to really bring value, you first have to understand, who are your audience? Who are you serving? And what do they find valuable? And that is going to dictate the definition of value in your particular brand of content. So let's kind of dig into this for a sec. There are many different audiences that you can serve with illustration, and I will give you a few here. So I know some illustrators who might make digital products, like for example Lisa Glanz. So she can post all kinds of content that is going to be really handy and really valuable and useful to her audience of people that love buying digital products. So they're going to enjoy the whimsical illustrations she puts out, but equally she can put out stuff showing how to use her products or demonstrating some of the quick sketches or brush marks with it. It doesn't need to be polished pieces every single time. On the flip side, you get people like Dina Rodriguez, and she puts out illustrations and lettering combined about issues she's passionate about. So things like body positivity, feminism, and even weed. And so with her audience, it's not that they're getting a digital resource or even learning from her. It's that they find value in feeling empowered often and resonating with the subject matter. So when she's putting out stuff about body positivity, people following her get value, they get enjoyment, they get fulfillment from that because they see themselves in her content and they think, oh, that makes me feel better about myself. That makes me feel more confident. That makes me think. And so there's a lot of ways to bring value. Another way as an illustrator is, are you looking to teach other illustrators? So in doing that, you can break down some working processes maybe behind your illustrations. You can show behind the scenes. You can give quick tips. So I think the first thing you need to do, and I would love to get this clarity if you want to kind of offer another question for the future and I can dive deeper on it. I would love to really deeply understand, who is it that you're serving and what do they care about? So is it other artists who are looking to learn illustration? Is it end consumers who want to buy prints? And if it is, what do they care about? Why are they buying these prints? It's not just because they're kind of pretty. It probably says something about their values, their personality. Are they buying it as a gift? And in which case, what is the value they're looking to impart there? Are they trying to make the recipient smile or laugh or feel loved or nostalgic? All these types of questions. As I say, is it linked to things like other types of products, like digital or physical products? So to really answer your question, I would need to understand who is it that you're trying to serve. So start there and then have a real brainstorming session, like with that audience persona, that ideal customer persona. Like, what do they care about? What do they find valuable, funny, inspiring, motivating, useful? What's the utility to them? And then go and have as many conversations as you can within your audience, with your current customers, with potential customers. Go and talk to them. And actually, don't shoot in the dark. Put out surveys, put out polls in your Instagram stories. Like, go and pick up the phone to these people and say, like, what brings you value? What would you find useful? What would you find valuable in what I'm putting out? Like, what's going to help you most? Don't be afraid to ask, because I think far too many people just get stuck in their head and think, oh, my work couldn't possibly bring anyone value. It couldn't possibly help anyone. And that actually really hinders them because they don't market confidently. They're often not as consistent putting out content because they don't see the value in it themselves. So how could possibly anyone else see value? And I think that's a big misconception, because there is so much inherent value in art, in illustration, in all of these wonderful creative mediums. But equally, there are a billion ways in which you can skin that for various different audiences. So I would go deep. I would find that clarity and that understanding, and absolutely come back on the show when you've got some of that context for me. And I would love to do a deeper dive on your particular pillar of value with your particular audience. Question of the day: if you are married, how did you or your partner propose? I would love to get your proposal stories in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm really enjoying the YouTube show. If you are too, then be sure to hit the subscribe icon and tick the little bell to get notifications when I post new content on this platform.